limit. Okay, right, 450. So again, I got to credit that 50. Again, I'm going to credit that 50. Right. First of all, let me know, are we good with the process so far? Are we good? Can I proceed to the next part? Please let me know, like, are we good with the process? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Nada. Thank you, Hanan. Thank you, Nazma. Thank you, Mariam. Thank you, Sirajuddin. What about others? Okay, we've got about 30 people. Only few people are replying. Not nice. Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you, Sarah Ayatullah. That's so nice of you. Thank you, Rushda. Thank you, Asna. Super clear. Thank you, Sirajuddin. Thank you very much. Okay, I appreciate that feedback. Okay. Right, beautiful. So, Adil, I saw you, bro. I saw you. You are there. Okay, glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. Okay. So, look, whenever you receive cash, this is the bottom line. Okay. Whenever you receive cash, you debit it because your asset goes up. But you are not actually receiving cash, you are receiving the check. Cash is actually received by the bank. And whenever bank receives cash, their obligation goes up, their liability goes up. So to increase the liability, they would keep crediting. They would keep crediting because their liability goes up. So that's something that we have learned so far. And now let's keep moving to the next part. Now, what do? What's the next thing we do? We are giving a check. If we give a check, the balance should come down. The check that we are giving is 50,000. Okay, for what purpose are we giving it? We are giving it for a purchase. We are giving it for a purchase, right? So now my balance becomes 400. Now my balance becomes 400. Answer me, guys. What the bank would do in order to bring down the balance? Would they credit or debit? It's all about flip-flopping. Beautiful, Hishma. Well done. Well done, Sirajuddin. Beautiful. Well done, Hanan. Well done, Nada, Umar, Asna, Mariam, Abdullah. Beautiful. I think you guys got it. Right? You guys got the point. You see, it's all about understanding the mechanism. You got to understand the mechanism, then it's easy for us to work along with it. It's easy for us to work along with it. Okay. Now, I'm going to debit 50 because my balance is going to come down. My balance is going to come down, right? Let's keep moving. For trade payable, again, we are paying a 50 and the balance should be 350 to bring down the liability. Again, that 50,000 should be debited. And there you go. Congratulations. We are done with 20% of the tangent so far. I'll say like we have completed about 20% so far, right? So there you go. This is how the process works. Good. Now let's get into a task. Let's see how many of you can work this out. Okay. So let me share the screen with you and walk you through a question. Okay, there you go. I hope you can see my screen and there you go. A bank statement is given for you. So let's not waste time. Okay, so we are given the bank statement, right? Okay, minute. So we are given the bank statement. We have an opening balance of 12,000. We have an opening balance of 12,000. Okay, and guess what happens? There is a 4,000 check received. Okay, and what happens to the balance? The balance goes up. What happens to the balance? The balance goes up, right? And now, what happens next? What happens next? 1,000 is debited. If 1,000 is debited, the balance would come down because whenever there is a debit, the balance would go down because the liability goes down. Whenever there is a credit, the balance would go up because the liability goes up. Now, I want you to fill in this blank. Can you tell me what happens here? Take your time and answer me. You don't need to jump the gun. Don't need to be hasty. Take your time and tell me what has to be the answer there. What should be the answer there? Right, very good Rushda, very good Atifa, very good Sachna, very good Hanan, very good Sara, Munir, beautiful, very good Umar, very good Sirajuddin, Mariam, Nazma, Shauda, Danish, Shishma, Puanya, Nada, beautiful, right? All of you are correct. Like I've got nothing to say. Obviously, the balance will become 21,000, right? So let me mark it in black color. Doesn't look good, right? Your balance will be 21,000, correct. Now fill this blank for me. Fill this blank up, go. Okay, you got it, you got it. It's 18,000, okay. Someone have already filled it for me, thank you. Okay, thanks a lot. Someone already did the work for me. Okay, right. Now, go to the next one. Go to the next one. Over here. The balance is 25,000. Will you credit or debit? Will you credit or debit? Right, obviously you will credit 7,000. Okay, you will credit 7,000. Beautiful. Now I want you to fill out this part, the last part. Exactly, right. It's debit 1,000. What is it? It's debit 1,000. Okay, so there you go. You understood how the bank statement works, right? You understood how the bank statement works. It's crystal and clear. Right. Now let's go back to the board. Let me share the secondary camera with you one more time. Okay. Give me a second. Let me adjust the frame rate. Okay. Right. So now you know how the process works. Whenever you debit, the balance goes down. Whenever you credit, the balance goes up and the balance gets adjusted accordingly. Now we are coming into the main part of bank reconciliation statement. Okay, right. Think about it. Think about it. There are few assumptions we need to learn for us to get the clear understanding on how this process works. Okay, we gotta learn few assumptions. These assumptions are pretty vital for us to learn. Then only we will be able to get the clear picture of bank reconciliation statement. Okay, the first assumption is this: we are living in 2005. We are living in 2005. Now you're like, hold on a minute. 2005, I wasn't even existing. You guys were not even existence. I know. Okay. I think you guys must be 2006 or 2007 born, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Right. But let's assume we guys are living in 2005. Okay. I used to live in 2005. I knew how 2005 was. Okay. 2005 was a, era where we didn't have smartphones. We didn't have mobile phones, right? We had no access to technology. Technology had a very less amount of influence in our life. Being Sri Lankans, I would say it was less to nothing. Okay, we had a very minimal amount of touch or a bit of an influence created by technology. We didn't have online banking up. We didn't have, smartphones. We didn't have, say, internet. We didn't have 3G, 4G, 5G, right? We didn't have Neuralink, you name it. We didn't have any of those. It was just a blessed mess, I would say. Okay. So I want all of you to assume that you guys were living in 2005. We are living in 2005. Right? So this is January 2005. January 2005. That's assumption number one. Assumption number two is this. Whenever you receive a check, immediately you take it to the cash receipt journal. Whenever you give a check, immediately you will record that in the cash payment journal. That's the second assumption. Okay. Whenever you receive a check, make no delay, make no time in between, go and record it in the receipt journal. Whenever you pay a check, goes to the cash payment journal, record it, right? You don't take a buffer in between the day you receive and the day you record. No, you record it immediately then and there. Okay, you just record it immediately then and there, right? Beautiful. This is the second assumption. So I would say immediate recording in the cash receipt journal and the cash payment journal. Okay, so these are the two assumptions I want you to learn before we get into the main part of bank reconciliation statement. The first assumption is that we are living in 2005. The second assumption is that whenever you receive a check or whenever you pay a check, it's immediately recorded in the receipt journal and payment journal. Beautiful. So let me erase this because I need more space. Board down. Okay. And I would like to tell you another thing. Let me draw a timeline here. Let's say this is January 2005 and this is February and this is December. I need this timeline for me to make you understand everything crystal and clear, right? So we have December, January, February, and we are right here. We are in the month of January. And I want you to understand one thing, okay? This statement that is prepared by the bank, it will be sent to you. Okay? Now be honest. How many of you have seen a bank statement in your life? Have you ever seen a bank statement in your life? It could be your father's bank statement, could be even yours, could be your friend, or could be even your siblings one. How many of you have seen it? Right? Okay, we've got people. Okay, no, unbelievable. Living in 2020, living in 2025, some of you haven't even seen a bank statement. That kind of makes me shocked. Okay, yes, no. Sometimes what's that? Okay. Yes, very good. Okay, right. Okay, so we've got people. Some of you have seen the bank statement. Some of you haven't seen the bank statement. But trust me, even if you have a saving account, you will be receiving the bank statement. Nowadays, we receive it online. It will be sent to our email address. Back in 2005, we didn't have online. No online kata there. Right? No online banking. Right? No, emails, no PDFs, nothing. Keep in mind, nowadays, this statement is sent to you through email. You'll receive it through email. Back in days, the statement was sent to you through a postman. You know the postman, right? He would come to you in a bicycle, preferably, and he would say, "Kring, kring, kring, kring." He would just basically ring or honk you using whatever the traditional honk that they got in the bike. You would come there and they would be like, "Bhatya, podi letter." Right? You would be like, "Wow, a letter for me? From where?" And you are like, the postman would be like, "From the bank." Okay, so you are receiving this bank statement. You are receiving this bank statement from the postman because you are bloody living in 2005. You are old like me. Okay, you are a Naki fella. Keep in mind. Okay, so we are living in 2005 and we are literally receiving the bank statement through a postman. So I'll ask you a question. Think about it. The bank would prepare the bank statement throughout the month of January. They will record all the transactions. Throughout the month of January, they will record. They will keep recording until 31st. They will record. whatever that we do, they would do it too. You know, right? Whatever that we do, the bank should do it too. Right? So they would keep recording until the repeats. Okay, on 31st, what they would do? On 31st, what they would do? They would conclude it. And then on 1st of February, they will print it. On 2nd of February, they would, put it on an envelope. So let me use a new vocabulary. It's enveloped. It's enveloped now. Okay. And then on 3rd of February, it will get dispatched to the post office. And 4th, it will reach the post office. And then 5th, it will be taken to you through a postman. Okay. So you are receiving the bank statement on 5th of February. You are receiving the bank statement on 5th of February. So the point is this. The point is this. You record everything in your cash account. Whatever the check you receive, whatever the check you give, you record it over here. You record it in the cash account. The bank would record everything on the other side as well. But the thing is, will you be able to see what the bank record during the month of January? Let's say right now, if you would like to know what the bank records, then and there you can get access to the online banking app. Then and there you can get access to the online banking app. Tactic gala garuva password you can see whatever the bank has recorded up until then, up until that time. Back in 2005, you didn't even have a bloody phone. You had all those telephones, speaker phone you all had. Isn't that true? So back in days, you had no clue. You absolutely had no clue what the bank was recording until it comes to you on February 5th. Keep in mind, until it comes to your hand, until the postman comes and gives you the bank statement, you have absolutely no clue what the bank has done. Keep in mind, right now that's not the case. That's why I told you you gotta assume that we are living in 2005. If you try to learn this, right, being in this era, it won't make sense. To learn this particular chapter, I want you to go back to 2005. You are living in 2005 now. Okay, so until you get the statement in your hand on February 5th, you have absolutely no clue what the bank has recorded. Why? Because no online banking, no notifications. You had absolutely nothing. You had absolutely nothing. Have I made sense to you guys? Are we good so far? Because now it's all about playing with the numbers. But did you understand so far what I have told you as far as this timeline is concerned? Please give me a confirmation so that I can keep moving. Sattapadi. Okay, Sattapadi. In passbooks also we can see bank statement, right? Yes, Atifa. In passbooks, of course, you can see the bank statement. You can't consider that to be a bank statement. It is a book that is given for the savings account holders. When you have a savings account, Atifa, what do you get? You get a passbook, no? But this is not savings. This is current account. This is not a savings account. This is a current account. And normally for a current account, you don't get passbooks. Even for savings accounts, you don't get passbooks anymore. Passbook is an outdated thing. And for current account, especially, passbook is never given. Either that day or this day, it's not given. Okay. Right. Okay, we got 28 people joining today, but we have only few people replying. No problem, no issues. As long as you understand, whatever that I'm explaining to you, you are good to go. Because it's a chained process. So I'm coming slowly and using gradual steps rather than directly getting into the chapter. Because the questions that you get in your term test paper, trust me, you'll get screwed, man. You'll get screwed. Okay, especially if you are trying out term test papers like FWC, seeds, okay, you'll get screwed. That's how the question is given to you. Okay, so don't take bank reconciliation for that granted. Not an easy chapter. I'll be honest with you. Okay, right. So some of you who have done it, if you know, you know. Okay, right. Now I want you to put certain things in your mind. Okay, if we are living in a perfect world, if we are living in a perfect world, everything is perfect, no mistakes. Everything is perfect, no mistakes. Let's say we are living in a world where no mistakes happen, where no mistake take place. If so, we all can agree the balance that we record should be equal to the balance of the bank. These two balances should be equal. If we are living in an ideal world, if we are living in a perfect world, if we are living in a perfect world, we didn't make any mistakes, we recorded everything. Whatever we record, the bank recorded it too. So there cannot be any differences between these two. Keep in mind. Okay, because everything that we record, bank records it too. Everything bank records, we records it too. So it's a two-way street. It's more or less like a pedal of a bicycle. It goes in tandem. It works in tandem. It's more like a pedal of a bicycle. Okay, it works in tandem. So you see, whatever that we record, the bank records it too. Whatever the bank records, we record it too. So in a perfect world, if everything is perfect, we didn't make any mistakes, the bank didn't make any mistakes too. Therefore, the balance should be equal. The balance has to be equal. But we all know we are not living in a perfect world. Just look around you. Look around you. You see many mistakes. Mistakes in people, mistakes with the educational system, mistakes with all those superficial influences we follow in Instagram and Facebook, mistakes with the teachers, mistakes in the curriculum, right? You see anything, everything got mistakes in it. Everything in this world has got its own flaws. Isn't that true? Right? So if we are to attain perfectionism, if we are to attain the utmost level of perfectionism, then the only way we can attain it is by going to paradise. We're going to go to Jannah. We're going to go to, heaven. That's where everything is like perfect. Everything is in place. No flaws, absolutely zero flaws. But we are living in a world where it's almost inarguably expected for people to make mistakes. So now why am I blurting this out? Let me tell you. Sometime we might make mistakes. Sometime we might make mistakes. If we make mistakes, our balance may go wrong. Sometimes the bank would make mistakes too. Sometimes the banks would make mistakes too. If banks make a mistake, this balance can go wrong too. If so, these two balances won't be equal. There will be a difference between our balance and the bank balance. But we know the balance ideally should be equal. Ideally, the balance should be equal. Okay, but we know sometimes we might make mistakes. The bank might make mistakes too. As a result, the balance may go in equal or unequal. If so, what happens? That's when you prepare the bank reconciliation statement. You never know who made the mistake. Perhaps the mistakes may be with you. Perhaps the mistake could be with the bank statement, could be with the bank as well. We never know who messed up the process. So now we are getting into an investigation more or less like a police officer. We are getting into an investigation more or less like a police officer. We are trying to find out what has gone wrong, right? The investigation process is ideally known as the bank reconciliation statement. When do you prepare a bank reconciliation statement? It's when the balance of the company does not get tallied with the balance as per bank statement. We all perceive there is a problem. And to find out what has gone wrong, we go through an investigation. That investigation involves a two-step process, which I will be explaining to you in a while. And that process is basically the bank reconciliation statement. So now let me put some random figures, okay, for us to get the right understanding. So instead of 350, let's say we are having 450 here. And let's say here we are having somewhere around let's say we are having somewhere around 300. Okay, now it's a problem, guys. Now don't try to reconcile these balances. Okay, I changed this. Okay, so this is a random figure that I put. I didn't adjust anything accordingly. So this is basically a random figure. So here there is 300, here there is 450. And you know now there is a problem. You know now there is a problem. Here is 300, here is 450. It cannot be that. It cannot be the way. It cannot be that way. We know both these balances should be equal, right? Now, the problem could be with me. The problem could be with the bank as well. We got to find out through the bank reconciliation process, right? Bank reconciliation process. Sorry, I said bank reconciliation statement. It should be the bank reconciliation process. Okay, right. So this is a two-step process, guys. This is a two-step process. The first step is this. I think I can write it down here. The first step would be to prepare an adjusted cash control account. That's the first step. The second step is to prepare a bank reconciliation statement. The second step is to prepare a bank reconciliation statement. So I'm going to say bank reconciliation statement. Bank reconciliation statement would get started with the adjusted cash account balance, and then you add the unpresented check. Don't worry, I'll be explaining all these things. You add the unpresented checks, and then you minus the unrealized checks. Okay, for you to get the balance as per bank statement. For you to get the balance as per bank statement, right? So it's a two-step process. There are two steps you should follow. The first step is to adjust the cash control account and then come down to bank reconciliation statement. So we are going to get started here. We're going to get started here, right? Okay, right. To begin, first things should be done first. Okay. What do we adjust here? Keep in mind the things that we are going to adjust here. Recorded by bank, not recorded by the company. This is the criteria. Okay. So what do we adjust here? We adjust the transactions that are recorded by the bank. It's recorded by bank, but it's not recorded by us. Things that are recorded by the banks, things that are recorded here, but it's not recorded here. It's recorded by the bank, it's not recorded by us. Now tell me, whose mistake is it? Is it our mistake or the bank mistake? There are few transactions bank has recorded, but we haven't recorded it. So whose mistake is it? Is it our mistake or the bank mistake? Very good. Very good, Zainab. Very good, Nada. Very good, Atifa. Right, beautiful. Yes. Very good, Mariam. Very good. It's our mistake, isn't it? It's our mistake. We made that mistake. So we gotta correct it. We gotta correct this balance. So you see, this is cash account. And now what are we doing? We are adjusting the cash account. You see, this is the cash account. Now what are we doing? We are adjusting the cash account because we know it's wrong. We know we are wrong. We know we made a mistake. We know there is something the bank has recorded, but we haven't. We know bank has recorded something that we don't. So now it's time for us to adjust our problem. We got to adjust our balance first, right? That's why you see the name speak for itself. Adjusted cash control account, adjusting the cash. Do I make sense to you? Adjusting the cash. Whose cash? It's our bloody cash, right? So this balance is wrong because there are certain things that we must have recorded, but we haven't. Now we are going to adjust it. So we are taking this 450 over here. We are taking this 450 over here. There you go. Right. Now, there are generally 4 to 5 transactions entered here. I'm going to put everything. I'm going to dump everything on the cash control account that can be possibly tested by your examiner. I'm not going to leave anything off. Okay. Whatever that I'm going to put on this account, that's it. You won't get anything beyond. Okay, I'm going to discuss everything. So now, let me get started with the direct deposit. Let me get started with direct deposit. So let me write it fully in case if you. Right, we are debiting the direct deposit. What are we doing? We are debiting the direct deposits. What is exactly a direct deposit? Let me tell you what happens here. So now let's say on December. So let me take a random person from this class. Okay, we have Sarah. So let me take Sarah. Okay, I don't even know who's Sarah. Okay, there are 2 Sarahs, right? So I'll take Sarah Munir. Okay, so let me take Sarah Munir. If not Sarah Ayatullah. Okay, whoever. There are 2 Sarahs, by the way. Okay, let's say I'm the owner of this business. I'm the owner of this business. Okay, in December 25th, I'm selling Sarah. I'm selling 100,000 worth of goods to Sarah. I'm selling 100,000 worth of goods to Sarah. When did I sell it? I sold it last month. I sold it on December. Okay. This is 2005. Keep in mind, I know Sarah doesn't even exist, but let's assume she exists. Sarah, sorry for making you old. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Right. So let's say Sarah. She came to me last month and she took 100,000 worth of goods from me. And guess what Sarah says? Sarah says, Nifran, do you mind if I pay you on January? Sarah says me, Nifran, do you mind if I pay this 100,000 on January? And I'm like, of course, Sarah, come on. We are friends. It's completely all right. You take this 100,000 with you, not 100,000. You take these goods with you. Maybe you can pay me on January. I won't mind. Cool. Kiela, I let Sarah go with the goods on December. So Sarah came to me on December 25th. I gave her 100,000 worth of goods, sold her ideally. She promised me that she would be paying me on Jan. She would be paying me on Jan. Okay? And it's completely all right. I grant her the permission. She took the 100,000 worth of goods away with her. Let's say she's from Jaffna. Again, Sarah, sorry for putting you to Jaffna all the way. But yeah, let's assume she's from Jaffna. Okay? So now Sarah, listen to me very carefully. She comes to the bank on 15th. Okay? So now let me erase the unwanted things from the board. We don't need these things anymore. Okay. So look, I sold to Sarah on 25th. Sarah comes on 15th. Okay. Where does she come? she comes to my bank. She comes to my bank. Okay, because I'm telling Sarah, hey, look, Sarah. Now let's say behind Candy, Sarah is in Colombo, right? Behind Candy, Sarah is in Colombo. Sarah goes with the goods on 25th. Okay. Now Sarah, what she does, instead of coming down to Candy again, it's too far, right? Coming down to Candy from Jaffna is a one-day journey. So no point of letting Sarah come down to Candy just to pay me this 100,000. So guess what I tell Sarah? Sarah, look, if you would like to pay me, this is my account number. Kiela, I'm giving my account number to Sarah on 25th. Sarah, whenever you want to put that 100,000, put it to my bank account. Kiela. Now Sarah doesn't need to take the hassle of traveling down to Candy from Jaffna. Paune, right? No, do it. Someone with a logical, a rationalized thinking would come to Candy to pay that money, right? So now Sarah on 15th, she goes to my bank. She goes to NIF's bank. It's my bank, yeah. NIF's mine. She comes to my bank and she deposit that money into my bank account. She deposit that 100,000 to my bank account, the amount that she's supposed to pay. The amount that she's supposed to pay, she deposits that money to my bank account. Tell me, will I get notified? Will I get notified about that 100,000 as soon as she deposits? No, 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 no. Very good. Yes, no, Sarah. Very good. Very good, right? Yes, no. I wouldn't get notified because we are living in 2005. No online banking, no notification, no pinch notification, no access to, to the bank account. No way. So I had no clue. I have no idea Sarah deposited that money to my bank account. Do I make sense to you? Okay, this is 2005. She would not be like taking a WhatsApp call. Hello, bro. I deposited. She won't take. She won't say because no phone, no telephone, nothing. But it's all based on trust. Okay. So Sarah deposits that money to my bank account, but NIF doesn't know. NIF doesn't know. Okay, but bank knows. But bank knows. Answer me. What would the bank do? This 100,000, as soon as it gets deposited in Nifran's bank account, as soon as this 100,000 gets deposited in Nifran's bank account, what would the bank do? Because bank knows it, because the money comes to the bank, right? Bank knows it. So what would the bank do? Would the bank credit it or debit it? Very good, man. Very good, very good, very good, man. MashaAllah. Beautiful. You all seem to be getting this, man. I'm really, really happy. Yeah? Well done. Well done. Well done. Right. You all seem to be getting this right. Come on, that's what I was expecting. The bank would credit it. Why? The balance goes up. If the balance goes up, what should the bank do? The bank should credit it. If the balance goes up, the bank should credit it. The bank credited it. When did the bank credit it? The bank credited it on 15th. The bank credited it on 15th, but NIF doesn't know about it until 5th of February. NIF doesn't know about it until 5th of February. Until 5th of February, Nifran have no clue. Right? Once Nifran gets the bank statement, he see a new balance on the credit side. A day, wow, 100,000 is deposited by Sarah Giela. Then only he will feel excited. He will feel the excitement of getting that deposit back from Sarah. He will only feel it on 5th. But Sarah already deposited that money on 15th of January. He's getting to know about that information on the next month, 15th. Until then, he doesn't have a clue. Until then, Nifran has no clue. Do I make sense to you? So my question is this, and I'm going to answer this question by myself. My question is this, and I'm going to answer it by myself. Look, the bank credited it. The money fell into the bank on 15th. The bank credited it. And we should have debited it. We should have debited it. Why? Because whatever the bank record, we records it too. Whatever we record, the bank records it too. So our balance increased. Our balance increased. If our balance increased, the bank credits it. If bank credits it on 15, we should debit it. But did we debit it? We didn't. Why didn't we debit it? Because we didn't know. Until when? Until 5th, we didn't know. As soon as I got to know, now it's time for me to correct my mistake. It's time for me to correct my mistake. Now let's see how the mistake is corrected. Right. Sarah deposited 100,000. The bank credited it because the money was directly taken to the bank. The bank credited it, but we didn't debit it. We didn't debit it. Look, the bank credited it, but we didn't debit it. Now I should adjust it by debiting how much? 100,000. Got the point, right? Bank credited it, but I didn't debit it. Why didn't I debit it? 2005. No way I would know about it. So to make this up, as soon as I got the bank statement on 5th, right, I will go and debit that 100,000, right? Because that should be debited. It wasn't. Come down and debit it because it's your mistake. So this is something recorded by the bank, but not recorded by the company. Now it's time for us to record it, guys. Are we good with what I just did right now? Can I get a confirmation? Please, 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 please. We have roughly about 26 now. 2 people seems to be left. Yeah, could you please let me know? Because yeah, because if I know that you guys are like getting it, I would be happy. Very good, Mariam. Very good, Nazma. Very good, Sarah. Very good, Hishma. Very good. I'm happy. Well done, well done, well done. Right, perfect. Yeah, sir. Good. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So you're getting it, yeah? Nice. Thank you, Seema. Thank you. Seema, what's the plan? Not coming to the physical classes in Kandy. You spoke to Rukaya. What did she say? Let me know. You can drop me a message in WhatsApp, yeah? Okay. Coming, sir. You already came. You already came last week. Was it you or someone else? So you're coming soon. Okay. Expecting your presence very soon. Okay. Right. So now, sir, can you please tell me how much marks would Bankrec hold in the final paper? It depends. Okay. It depends. Sometime it can get tested up to 5 to 6 to 7 marks. Sometime it can get tested up to 2 to 3 marks. But let me tell you, don't get me wrong saying this thing. I'm not trying to smear against any other lecturers, but most of the lecturers don't teach this. Okay, they would have an excuse, Sarah. Most of the time they would be like, no point of learning this because this gets tested for 3 marks. This gets tested for 5 marks. This gets tested to 6 to 7 marks. Most of the lecturers would say. Now, I'm not trying to like smear against the lecturers, but there are a couple of lecturers that I have seen personally. They would want the students to skip this part. It's not because the subject is unimportant. It's because the lecturer is not capable of teaching this. Because to teach this, you need to have superpowers in terms of teaching. Trust me. Not every lecturer can teach this. Okay. So most of the teachers, guess what they say? They manipulate the students saying, okay, you don't need to learn this. It's just 3 to 4 marks. It's just 2 to 3 marks. Skip it. Learn the rest of the things. Who is he to tell that to you? You got to decide what you're going to skip and what you're going to do. Right? A lecturer can't decide. His responsibility is to teach you like everything, top, right, left, center. Do I make sense to you? Most of the time, this is what happens, Sarah. Right? We skip it thinking this is 2 to 3 marks. Okay? But sometimes this can go up to 7, 8 marks. I want you to test. I want you to check out 2018 past paper accounting equation. In 2018 past paper, accounting equation got coupled up with bank reconciliation statement. So the question was about The question was carrying a total of 15 marks. I would say out of 15, 6 went to bank. 6 went to the bank reconciliation state. So upper are they. So I would say from 3 to 7 marks, this can come in your final paper, right? I hope I answered your question. Right. Yeah. That's the truth. I'll be dead honest with you. Most of the teachers, they won't give importance. It's not that they don't give importance. It's just that they can't do it. I'll be honest. You can even take this video and show it to them. No offense given. If they can't teach it, they should admit it. If they can't teach this, they should admit the fact that they can't teach it here. But this gets tested. I'll show it to you. Maybe like towards the end of the class, this gets tested in your past papers as well. So there is nothing called important and unimportant. Every damn thing is important. Keep in mind, in your syllabus, everything you learn is important. There is nothing like important areas, unimportant areas. Keep in mind, everything is important. Tangachi, make sure that you learn everything crystal and clearly. It improves your confidence. It boosts your confidence. Imagine you are doing the final paper, and let's say accounting equation gets coupled up with the bank rec part, and you get completely disheartened by it, demotivated by it, completely demoralized by it, right? You don't want that to happen, right? So please learn it. Okay, there's nothing called unimportant, important. Everything is important, Mamaji. Everything is like very important, sister. Make sure that you give it a try. Okay, and yeah, barakallahu fi. Thanks for that, jazakallah khair. Okay, right. So now, the next one. Okay. Bank charge. Bank charge is committed. So what is bank charge? Let me tell you. So now, we get a lot of facilities from the bank. We get a lots of facilities from the bank. Isn't that true? We get a lot of facilities. For example, we get a debit card to use. We might get a credit card to use. They might provide us, an online banking app, right? They give us access to the online banking app. Likewise, for many privileges, the bank gives us access to. Isn't that true? Right. So guess what the bank do? Bank would deduct like 500 to 1,000 rupees every year without even asking you. Bank won't ask you because there's no point of you asking, because while you're opening up the bank account, you already signed the agreement. While you're signing the agreement, they have already put a clause. They have already included a clause. This is the clause. Okay. We will be deducting, let's say, 1,000 every year from your bank account without even letting you know. Right? Why the bank is deducting that bank charge from you? Because they are giving you access, right, to the online banking app free of charge. They are giving you a debit card free of charge. They are setting up ATM everywhere across the country for you to withdraw money and deposit money free of charge, right? So they are basically giving you a number of privileges free of charge. So bank takes a compensation from you. When do they take it? Particularly towards the end of the year. Particularly towards the end of the year, they will deduct 1,000 from your bank account. They won't even tell you. Do I make sense to you? So now let's say December 15th, bank deducted. December 15th, bank deducted. Let's say the bank deducted a bank charge. I'm just saying 50 for now. Okay, bank charge is deducted. NIF doesn't know about it. Why NIF doesn't know about it? Because the bank wouldn't call NIFRAN. Hello NIFRAN, may mama 50,000 deduct kara ke na, bank won't say. Bank won't say. So bank wouldn't call NIFRAN to say that. Neither NIFRAN would get to know about it through any other means. Like a notification won't be sent to him, no phone, 2005. So NIFRAN doesn't know about it until February 5th. As soon as he opens the bank account, the postman would come and give the bank statement to him. And he would open the bank account and would be like, oh my God, bank statement, and there's a bank charge deducted. He'll be shocked. NIFRAN will be shocked. Why? The bank charged 50 rupees or 50,000 is deducted from the bank. He doesn't know about it because the bank wouldn't really bother to inform NIFRAN about it. The bank wouldn't really know, whether to inform Nifran about this 50,000. The bank wouldn't. Do I make sense to you? Right? So, my question is this. What would the bank do? On 15th, bank is deducting 50,000, right? So, in the bank statement, would the bank credit or would the bank debit it? What do you think? Very good, Hanan. Very good, Mariam. Well done. Yes, 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 yes. Nice. Okay. Right. It's getting debited, right? It should get debited because bank is deducting that 50. Banks deducts that 50, it should get debited. Isn't that true? It should get debited. If it gets debited, we should credit it. If it gets debited, we should credit it. But did we credit it? No, we didn't. Did we credit it? No, we didn't. Why didn't we credit it? Because we didn't know. If we had known, we could have credited it. We didn't know that this 50 was deducted by the bank until February 5th. As soon as I got to know, I can adjust it. Isn't that true? So let me repeat the process. 50,000 was deducted as bank charge from Nifran's bank account. Nif doesn't know about it until 5th. Bank deducted it, therefore bank debited, because whenever the balance goes down, bank should debit it. Right? So once banks debit on 15th, Nifran should have credited it too. But Nifran didn't credit it because Nifran didn't know about it. Now it's time for him to credit it. How much is he going to credit? It's going to credit 50. It's going to credit 50. Do I make sense to you? Right? This is how the process goes. Trust me, this is how the process goes. Now, let me write down the next tangent you got here, which is basically standing order payment. What is it? Standing order payment. So what is standing order payment? Again, I don't want to explain this in detail, but just to give you a bit of an idea. Now, let's say you have your recurring expenses, right? In your life, you have some recurring expenses. If you ask myself, I'll tell you some of my recurring expenses. I pay for electricity at my home. I got to pay for my electricity. That's recurring. Every month there is electricity, I got to pay it. Water bill is recurring, I got to pay it. Wi-Fi bill is recurring, I got to pay it. My mobile phone bill is recurring, I got to pay it. Isn't that true? Right? So there are expenses that gets recurred over again and again and again every month. Every month this expense gets, or these payments get recurring. Isn't that true? This is what we call recurring expenses. And to be really honest, I find it a cumbersome process. I find it really difficult to take that electricity bill, go to the bank, sorry, not go to the bank, go to the electricity board, wait at the queue, go to the counter, pay it. It's waste of time. I don't want to waste my money doing that. So what I can do, I can automate the process by giving that responsibility to the bank. What can I do? I can automate that process by giving that responsibility to the bank. Right? Guess what I do? I'm telling the bank, hey, look, hereafter, all the invoice and bills of electricity, water, Wi-Fi, phone bill, you name it, all these recurring expenses, all the recurring expenses will come to you. The invoice or whatever the bill would come to you. Come to whom? Come to the bank. Right? Don't ask me, pay it. So you are giving the responsibility to your bank to pay your utility expenses, to pay your Wi-Fi expenses, to pay maybe some other recurring expenses. Do I make sense to you? So you are literally handing over the responsibility to the bank to basically pay it for you, right? So now let's say on 15th, bank paid standing order payment. Standing order payment paid. Let's say for Wi-Fi, I'm just saying. Let's say for Wi-Fi, standing order payment is paid. Let's say that's another 50. Let's say that's another 50. Oh, let's say that's another 100. Again, would I get to know about this? No. I won't get any notification. No online banking, no pinch notification, nothing, right? So I didn't know that this 100,000 was deducted as my utility fee because all the bills went to the bank. All the bills were taken to the bank. Bank paid it. I had absolutely no clue that the bank had paid 100,000 on behalf of me here, right? So NIF doesn't know until 5th. This 100 bank paid it, the balance would come down. This 100,000 bank pays it, the balance would come down. If balance would come down, the bank would debit it. This is what the bank would do. The bank would debit it. In order to bring down the balance by 100, the bank would debit it. If bank debits it, I should credit it. If bank debits it, I should credit it. But did I credit it? No. Why didn't I credit it? Again, 2005. Again, we are living in 2005. We have absolutely no clue that this amount was deducted previously in the month of January 15th until February 5th. As soon as I got the bank statement, I'm checking the bank statement. OMG, I'm having 100,000 on my debit side, known as what? Standing order payment. I didn't know. Right? So if I knew, I could have credited because whatever the transaction that bank debits, I got to credit it. Whatever the transaction that bank credits, I got to debit it. Isn't that true? So the bank debited, I should have credited it, but I didn't. Now it's time for me to make it up. I didn't record it. Now it's time for me to adjust it. Adjust it here in the cash account. So what should I do? I should credit that 100,000 here. I should credit that 100,000 here. This is again standing order payments. Am I making sense to you? Two more things to go. Two more things to go. We are almost there. Maybe in the 30 to 45 minutes, we are done with it. And please hold on because this is very important. Okay, just don't leave just because it's quite exhausting for you. No pain, no gain. Okay, if you want to gain something in your life, you need to go through pain. Without that, you can't do anything, right? Beautiful. Now, we have only two things to sort out, which is this one and check. So I'll say deposited and this one I'll check. And on the credit side, I will have issued and this one I'll check. Right? We have deposited and this one I'll check and issued and this one I'll check. This is again a very simple task. Okay, we don't want to like waste a lot of time understanding this. So look what happens. Deposited kiyane we are receiving a check. Deposited kiyane we are receiving a check. Issued kiyane we are giving a check. Think about it. We are getting a check. Deposited. I think, wait. I think I flip-flopped. I think it should be other way around. I'm sorry. Sorry, it's my bad. Apologies for that. It should be other way around, guys. On my debit side, I should have issued and dishonored. Here I should have deposited and dishonored. I'm sorry for that. My bad. Okay, right. Now, think about it. I'm issuing a check. Let's say I'm issuing a check worth 100,000. I'm issuing a check worth 100,000. Tell me, if I issue a check worth 100,000, will I put it on the cash receipt journal or cash payment journal? Just to get you back to the topic. Will I put it on the cash receipt journal or cash payment journal? Where would I put it? Yes, beautiful. Well done. Well done, Mariam. Well done, Atifa. I'll record it in the cash payment journal. Right? If I record it in the cash payment journal, it's credited, right? It's credited. As soon as I give, it's credited. But bank rejected it. What did the bank do? Bank rejected it. Think about it. I gave a check, so I credited. Okay, I recorded in the credit side. Let's say 100,000 or let's say 20,000. Okay, I credited. Okay? But bank rejected it. Bank rejected the check. Now tell me, now what should I do? What should I do? I credited because I gave a check. I credited because I gave a check. But the bank rejected it. The check didn't go actually. The check didn't pass by. Check didn't pass by. So tell me, I credited it, bank rejected it. What should I do now? What should I do now? Use this. Use this and answer. You got this. Very good, Nada. Very good, Sachna. What about others? If you're able to answer this, I think you got the point. Which means you got the point. Right? Let me repeat it. Let me repeat it in case if you are finding it like really difficult what I just explained you. Right? You gave a check. You gave a check. The moment you gave a check, check goes out. You put it to the cash payment journal. You credit it. You credit it. Okay? You credit it. But the bank actually didn't give out money. Bank rejected your check. That's what we call dishonored. Dishonored. Bank is literally rejecting the check. So you gave a check, you credited. Bank didn't debit it. Bank completely rejected it. So it's your mistake now. You credited it, but bank didn't do it. So it's your mistake because the check is rejected. Something is wrong. Something is wrong with the check. So bank rejected it. So you credited once because you gave it out. The bank didn't accept it. The bank rejected it. Tell me, what do you do in the adjusted cash account, cash control account? How do you adjust it? Very good, Mariam. Very good. I think hope you got that. Well done. What about others? What should you do? Very good, Atifa. Very good, Zaina. Very good, Danish. Very good. Very good. Beautiful. Right? You got to debit it. What should you do? You got to debit it. I'll tell you why you should debit it. You credited it. Listen to me, Putala. You credited it. You credited it because you gave the check. You credited because you gave the check. Bank didn't debit it. Bank rejected it. Bank didn't debit it. Bank rejected it. Bank said, hey, wait, I can't give you money. Sorry, I can't give you money. So the amount that you credited, it's invalid. You can't credit it. It's invalid because the amount is rejected. The bank is absolutely rejecting your payment. Does that make sense to you? So you credited thinking that the payment would be made. You credited thinking that the payment would be made. But the payment wasn't made actually. Payment was rejected. So you credited, it was your mistake. You made a wrong. Right? You made a mistake. You made something wrong. Right? What do you need to do? You got to add it back. The amount that you credited, you should debit it back. So there you go. You debit that 20, issued and dishonored. You issued a check and it got rejected. You see? Issued and dishonored, right? You issued a check and it got dishonored. So that's 20. There you go. Now think about it. You got a check. You got a check. Let's say again, I'll take Amna from this batch. Okay, let me take Amna. Amna gave me a check for 20,000. Amna gave me a check for 20,000. What would I do? The moment I receive the check, I'll put it on the cash receipt journal. Isn't that true? The moment I receive the check, I'll put it on the cash receipt journal. Once I put it on the cash receipt journal, it will get debited. Right? So I will expect the bank to credit it. I will expect the bank to credit it. But guess what? Bank didn't credit it. I received a check from Amna. I debited it. Let's say 20,000. Let's say 20,000 Kerala. I received a check from Amna. I debited. And I was expecting the bank to credit it because whatever that I debit, the bank should credit it too. Guess what the bank do? Bank says, hey, wait. Sorry, the check is rejected. Why? Maybe for some reason the check is damaged, or else the signature placed by Amna is not similar to the signature that she has given as a specimen signature to the bank. Who knows? For some reason, bank rejected it. For some reason, check is damaged, check is drenched, or check is like, I don't know, it's scribbled or whatnot. For some reason, the bank is rejecting it. So the moment I received the check from Amna, I debited. The bank rejected it. It's my mistake now because bank invalidated what I debited. The bank literally invalidated what I debited. So I debited, bank didn't credit it, bank rejected it. So it's my mistake. Tell me, what should I do? Should I debit it or should I credit it back? What should I do here? Very good, Mario. Very good, Zaina. Very good, Hanan. Right? You are getting it. Beautiful. Well done, Nada. Thank God. Thank God, Sarah. Very good. Ishma. Very good. Very good, Atifa. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Seems you are getting it. Yeah. I'm happy. I'm happy. Well done. Well done. So, yeah. You get a check. You got a check from Amna. You debited it. You got a check from Amna. You debited it. But the bank rejected it. So the amount that you debited, it's wrong. You shouldn't have debited it. Make it up by crediting. That's 20. There you go. Right? Okay, the one I took as an example didn't give me an answer. Amna, you got it, yeah? Amna, you got this part? Can I get a yes or no, please? Oh my God, I'm tired now. Right, thank you, Amna. It's a pleasure to hear from you. Okay, now I'm pretty tired. Got completely exhausted. Okay, now we are done with the first part. There you go. Congratulations. 70% of the journey is done. 70%, we are almost there. There's 30% more to go. I'll complete it. And then we'll do a small question to understand the entire process. And we are good to go. Right? And then I will leave you so that you can go back to your school and do a good job at your school. Or maybe if you're going to another private institution, you'd be able to do well there as well. Okay? Right. So now we are moving to the second step. So let me switch back to the secondary camera. Okay. Right. So I got to balance this off now. What should I do? I should balance this off. So let me balance this off. On my right, we have 450 plus 100, 550 is 570. Is 570. From 570, I got a minus 170. I get 400. Carried down, wrote down 400. Right? So now my our mistakes are over, not my mistake. Our mistakes are over. Now we are stepping to the next step, the last step. It's an easy process. By 5 to 10 minutes, we are done. Okay. So look, our mistake is corrected. All our mistakes are completely corrected. We have 400 is our balance bank. So this 400 should be taken here. This 400 should be taken here. With this 400, what am I going to do? With this 400, I'm going to add the unpercentage check and minus the unrealized check. Add the unpercentage check and minus the unrealized check. Again, this is a pretty tricky concept. Most of the students don't know what is an unpercentage check, what is an unrealized check. They just add and minus for the sake of adding and minus. Minusing it. They just add and minus, or they just add and deduct for the sake of adding and deducting. They have absolutely no clue what is unpercentage check and what is unrealized check here. Let me explain. Let me explain you how it works. Look. Now, I'm going to explain you what is a check. Because without that, understanding this would be difficult. Okay. I'm going to explain you what is a check. Look. Let's say if one is here. Okay. And let me take Abdullah from this classroom as an example. Okay. So we have Nifran and Abdullah. Let's say Nifran is buying goods from Abdullah. Nifran is buying goods from Abdullah. Let's say Nifran is buying goods for 120,000 worth of goods. Nifran is buying 120,000 worth of goods. For this 120,000, Nifran can either give cash or he can give a check. For this 120,000, Nifran can either give cash or else Nifran can give a check. He can give a cash or check. But guess what Nifran does? Nifran chooses to give check. Nifran chooses to give a check to Abdullah. So let me tell you the things that he should do first. So in a check, you will have date on your right. And here you will have pay. And there will be dotted lines. And let's say here the amount is mentioned. And here you got to place the signature. Here you got to place the signature. Now keep in mind, who's giving the check? Nifran is giving a check to Abdullah, right? Nifran is giving a check to Abdullah. So the first thing Nifran should do. So what's the date today? It's 10th of February, right? So look, the transaction is happening on 10th of February. Okay, and I'm going to say, now I'm going to make it 15th of January. January 2005. So the transaction is happening on 15th of January 2005. Nifran is giving a check to Abdullah. Nifran is giving a check to Abdullah on 15 January 2005. So the first thing Nifran should do, is to agree on a date for Abdullah to go and collect the money. Nifran should agree on a date with Abdullah so that Abdullah may go on that particular day to collect the money from Nifran's bank. Okay. So now I'm asking Abdullah, Machan, is that all right if I give you the money by 25th? When is Nifran saying it? When Nifran saying it? Nifran is saying it on 15th. Nifran is telling Abdullah, Machan, is that all right if I give you the money by 25th? Can you go and get the money on 25th? And Abdullah is saying, okay, Machan, it's fine. 10 days now, I will wait. So now Nifran is putting 15th. Not 15th, sorry, he's going on 25th, right? So Nifran is putting 25th January 2005. So Nifran should write the date when he expects Abdullah to go to his bank to collect the money. Do I make sense to you? So he's giving the check on 15th. Nifran is giving the check on 15th January. While he's giving the check to Abdullah, he's asking Abdullah, Machan, is it all right if I give you the money by 25th? And Abdullah says completely all right. So Nifran put 25th January 2005 and pay who? Pay Abdullah. How much? Pay 120,000. Okay, so Nifran is giving an order to the bank. Nifran is giving an order to his bank. The order is this. Listen to me. I'm telling you a story. The order is this. Abdullah will come to the bank on 25th of January 2005. Abdullah will come to the bank on 25th January 2005. If it is Abdullah, give him 120,000. If it is Abdullah, give him 120,000. Am I making sense to you? So Nifran is giving this document to Abdullah on 15th. Nifran is giving this document to Abdullah on 15th. Abdullah is supposed to go to the bank on 25th of January. If he goes to the bank on 25th of January, Abdullah will get 120,000 from Nifran's bank account. He'll get 120,000 from Nifran's bank account. So Nifran is placing an order to his bank. Okay, let's say Nifran's bank is Combank here, Commercial Bank. So check is an order. Check is an order. Who's giving the order? Nifran is giving an order, a written order. What is the order? Pay Abdullah on 25th of January, 120,000. This is my signature. Do I make sense to you? So check is an order. Check is an order given by the bank account holder to the recipient to pay money at a specific date mentioned thereon. Am I making sense to you? So I'll ask you a few questions before we conclude this. Okay. Tell me, Can Abdullah go before 25th and collect money from the bank? Can Abdullah go on, let's say, January 20th to collect money? Very good, Abdullah. You're correct. Well done. Well done. Yes, he can't go. He can't go. Even if he goes, the bank won't give him the payment. The bank would say, hey, wait, Abdullah, you're supposed to come by 25th, man. You've come a little early. We can't give you. Sorry, go back home. Right? So bank would negate his request, send him off back to his house, or back to his home, and the bank would demand him to come on 25th. Come on 25th. I'll ask you another question. Very good, Abdullah. Your answer is like very specific. No, because the date is on 25th. Okay, I'll ask you. If Abdullah goes on 25th, bank would give money. What would happen if Abdullah goes on 29th, 4 days after the day mentioned on the check? What if Abdullah goes on 29th? Very good. Checks will expire. He'll be able to get it. Checks will expire. It will become an unrealized check. He can get it. Okay. I'm getting a number of answers. Beautiful. Okay. For your information, guys, for your information, don't get confused. Even if he goes on 29th, he will still be able to get his money. Even if he goes on 29th, he will still be able to get the money. If he goes before 25th, problematic. After 20th, if he goes on 29th, completely all right. What if he goes on 25th of May 2005? Think about it. When is he going? He's going after 4 months or 5 months. If he goes on 25th May 2005, what will happen? Will the bank give? Yes or no? Now it's confusing, right? No, no. I'm getting many no's. No, no. Okay. A lot of no's this time. Yes, he'll get it. Yes, very good. He will still get it because a check is valid for 6 months. Keep in mind. A check is valid for 6 months if the check is of a private bank. If a check is from a private bank, okay, 6 months valid. If the check is a government bank, then it's 3 months valid. So what are the government's bank we got? We got only 2 government banks. We have BOC, we have People's. If the check is given by People's or BOC, one of those, the check is valid for 3 months, right? Rather, if the check is given by Amana or else Commercial Bank, Sampath Bank, HNB, Ceylon Bank, you name it. If a check is given by one of those private banks, the check is valid for 6 months. The check is valid for 6 months. Am I making sense to you? So he can go until 6 months from the date of check. After 6 months, the check would get expired. Very good. Those of you who said expired, it will get expired after 6 freaking months. So January, right? February, valid. March, valid. April, valid. May, valid. June, valid. July, until July 25th, it's valid. He can go until July 25th. After July 25th, sorry.com, Tama, they won't give you money. Right? Beautiful. With that being said, I want to explain you what is an unprecedented check. I want to explain you what is an unprecedented check. Think about it. Nifran is giving a check to Abdullah on 15th. The check is 120,000. Right? Nifran gave a check to Abdullah on 15th. The check is 120,000. When does Nifran give it? Nifron gives it on 15th. Huh? When does Nifron give it? Nifron gives it on 15th. The moment Nifron gives the check, assumption, keep in mind the assumption we learned at the beginning of the class. The moment Nifron gives the check, he credits the cash account. Because the moment check is given, it's taken to the cash payment journal. Remember? The moment a check is given, it's taken to the cash payment journal. The moment he give it, he take it to the cash payment journal and it gets credited. It gets credited then and there. Okay. And Nifron is expecting Abdullah to go on 25th, right? Nifron is expecting Abdullah to go on 25th. Let's say Abdullah didn't go on 25th. Abdullah didn't go on 29th. Abdullah didn't go on 30th. Abdullah didn't go on 31st. Abdullah is planning to go on February 21st. Is there a problem? No, not a problem. He can go. Because the check is valid for 6 months. He can choose to go on the same month itself. He can go the next month. Or he can go the month after next month. Or he can go like 3 months or 4 months after. Like, who cares? It's his check. He can do whatever he wants. Am I making sense to you? Right? You got to be getting this right now. Right? You should be getting this right now. So keep in mind, Abdullah does not necessarily need to go on 31st Puta. He can go on 5th or 25th. So he can go whenever he wants. Do I make sense to you? Right? So here, look. I'm giving a check on what? I'm giving a check on 15th, 120,000. The moment I gave the check, I credited it. The moment I gave the check, I credited it. My balance came down. Isn't that true? Right. But Abdullah didn't go until 31st. He didn't go. He's planning to go on February 21st. He will be going probably after 20 days, more than 20 days, more than 25 days. He'll be going. Right? So, my question is this. I credited the cash account. Why did I credit the cash account? Because the moment I gave the check to Abdullah, I credited it. Would the bank debit within 31st? Would the bank debit it within 31st? Very good. Very good. What about others? I got 2 answers for now. Very good. Well done. I think a few more people to answer. Waiting until others answers as well because this is very important. Right. I think the question wouldn't have been that clear. That's why I'm getting a few answers on this. Okay. Let me tell you one more time. Look, guys. I'm giving a check on 15th to Abdullah. I'm giving a check on 15th to Abdullah. Right? The value of check is 120,000. The moment I give this, I record it in the cash payment journal. What do? I credit it. I record it in the cash payment journal. What do? I credit it. So simply, that amount is credited because assumption. What's the assumption? The moment you give a check, you have to record it. The moment you give it. Right? So what's the moment I gave it? I gave it on 15. I credit it. Then and there, take it to the cash payment journal and it gets credited. Okay. Now, Abdullah, I'm expecting Abdullah to go on 25th, but Abdullah didn't go. In 26th, he didn't go. 27th, he didn't go. 28, 29, 30, he didn't go. 31st, he didn't go. He's planning to go on February 25th. He's going next month. So my question is this. I credited because check went out. Bank would debit it when Abdullah comes to the bank and exchange the check. Isn't that true? Bank would debit it. The thing that I credited, bank would debit it, right? Whatever that I credit, the bank would debit it. The bank would debit this on 21st. Because he's planning to go on 21st now. Until 21st, bank doesn't even know that Nifran has given a check on 15th here. Bank will get to know about the check given to Abdullah on 21st of February because he's not going on 25th. He's not going in this month. He's planning to go the next month. And you know, check is valid. You can go whenever you want as long as 6 months is not passed by. As long as 6 months is not passed by, you can go in. You can go at any time. Am I making sense to you? So my question is this. The bank statement is prepared until 31st. You gave a check on 15th, 120,000, that is credited. Okay. That check, would it get debited by 31st? Would it get reflected on the bank statement? Would the bank debit it in the bank statement, okay, in the month of January, or would they debit it? Yes or no? Very good, Nazma. Very good, Sarah. Very good, Zainab. Very good, Atifa. Yeah, now you seems to be getting it. Right? Very good, Mariam. Very good, Rushda. Beautiful. They won't debit it. They won't debit it. Why they won't debit it? Because Abdullah didn't go, man. Abdullah didn't show up to the bank. Abdullah didn't show up the bank. He didn't go to the bank. If he didn't go to the bank, how does the bank know? Bank will get to know about this on 21st. Until 21st, bank has no clue. Do I make sense to you? Bro, you learn with the logic, man. If you don't learn with the logic, forget about getting an A pass in accounting. You learn with the logic. You don't learn with the logic, forget about getting the A pass. No point of you learning accounting even. Some of you, at the 100% check, minus the unrealized check, you have absolutely no clue why you do it. Aparadhini. You should know what you are doing. That's what you call learning, right? That's what we call knowledge. There is no point of by harding this. Aparadhi, right? Okay. Now, think about it. Think about it. I credited it. My balance came down, right? Bank still didn't reduce it. Okay. I credited, balance came down. Bank didn't credit it. The bank balance is still up there. I could add it back. To correct my mistake, I could add it back. Do I make sense to you? I'll tell you one more time. Two balances are equal. I give a check, I put my balance down. Two balances are equal. I give a check, I put my balance down. By crediting, I put my balance down. But did the bank put the balance down? No. The bank is still up there. Why? Because Abdullah didn't go to the bank yet. So to correct my mistake, add it back. That's why you add the unpresented check 120. Right? Let me repeat. The balance were equal before. I give a check. The moment I give a check, I put the balance down. I put my balance down. Bank still didn't put the balance down. Add it back because I want to correct my mistake. That's why I went. Got it. Right. Now, what is an unrealized check? It's the other way around. What's an unrealized check? It's the other way around. I'm not giving a check now. I'm not giving a check. I'm receiving a check from Abdullah. I'm receiving a check from Abdullah. If I receive a check, the moment I receive the check, I'll put it on the cash receipt journal. Isn't that true? The moment I receive the check, I'll put it on the cash receipt journal. Okay, right. Think about it. I record this 200,000 in the cash receipt journal on January 15th. It's recorded. On January 15th, it's recorded. So it will get debited. It will get debited. Isn't that true? Because now you're receiving a check. It's other way around. Unpresented KNA, you gave a check, the bugger didn't go to the bank. Now you are receiving a check. I'm sorry, Abdullah, you are not the bugger. Sorry, Ali. That came out of habit. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Right. So you are receiving a check. Okay. If you receive a check on 15, the moment you receive the check, you put it on the cash receipt journal. Am I correct? The moment you put on the cash receipt journal, you debit it. The moment you put on the cash receipt journal, you debit it. Think about it. So you receive the check now. You receive the check. Okay. Wow. I should go on 25th. I should go on 25th. Okay, I'm taking the check. Let's say I'm putting the check inside the drawer. I have a drawer, lachi. Okay, lachu. So I take the check, put it inside the drawer. Okay. I got the check on 15th. I added it, debited. I should go to the bank on 25th. I'm supposed to go to the bank on 25th. But is it mandatory for me to go to the bank on 25th? No, no. Is it mandatory for me to go to the bank on 25th? No. I can go whenever I want. 6-month valid day. So let's say I didn't go until January 31st. I'm planning to go on March. Let's say I'm planning to go on March. After 2 months, I'm going. My question is this. I received a check. I put it on the cash receipt journal. I debited the cash account. I put it on the cash receipt journal. I debited the cash account. Okay. Where's the check now? Tell me where's the check now? By 31st. By 31st, right? Where is the check? Is it with the bank or is it inside the drawer? Answer me. Bank or drawer? I'm going on March. So by 31st, where's the check? It's in the drawer. Very good. It's in the drawer, yeah? Beautiful. Beautiful. Exactly. Well done, well done, well done, well done. It's in the drawer. It's in the drawer, isn't it? It's not true. So it's in the drawer now. Because look, I got the check on 15th. I got the check on 15th. I debited the cash account. Okay. So I debited it. And I'm supposed to go to the bank by 25th. If I go to the bank by 25th, whatever that I debited, the bank would credit it. Isn't that true? If I go to the bank by 25th, whatever that I debited, the bank would credit it. Whatever that I increase, the bank should increase it too. So to increase, I would debit, the bank would credit it. Isn't that true? So I got the check on 15th, I debited. I'm supposed to go to the bank by 25th. If I had gone, so the bank would credit it, but I didn't go. I didn't go to the bank. Okay. Until January 31st, I didn't go. I put the check on the drawer. Until the end of January, the check is still inside the wardrobe. The check is still inside the wardrobe, still in the drawer. Okay, I didn't take it. And I'm planning to go to the bank in the month of March. So answer me, when will the bank credit it? When will the bank credit this 200,000? Answer me. Is it in Feb or March? Is it in Feb or March? Very good, man. Very good. I'm glad. Alhamdulillah. Superb. Right? They will do it on March. Until March, they won't do it. Now think. Now think. The balances were like this. You received a check, you added. The balances were like this. You received a check, you added. Bank didn't add it. Right? You received a check, you added. Bank didn't add it. Put your balance down. Minus that 100. And now 520 minus, okay, I'll make it 220. Then only our answer would get tallied. I'll make it 220. So 520 minus 220, my balance would come down to 400. Not 400. I think it should be 520 minus 320. Oh no. 520 minus 220, yeah. 520 minus 220. My balance could be how much? 300. My balance would be how much? 300. Right. So guys, let me know, are we good with this process? Beautiful, Mariam. Yes, well done, well done, well done. Right. So guys, let me tell you, how do I say? Perfectly clear. Thank you, Hishma. Thank you, Hishma. Thank you. That way it is balanced. Yes, Atifa, it is balanced. Right? So it's not easy to put up with me in the class. Okay, it's quite difficult because it's a very lengthy thing for us to learn. Okay, so guys, what shall we do? Like, it's 10:40 now. Shall we just do a question and conclude it, so that way you will be like complete with whatever that you have learned? It will take about 10 to 15 minutes for me to like do it. The theory part is done. That's all theory. That's all theory. Now it's time for us to do a question. Nada, your question, I'll answer it in the class, in the physical class, because time is the problem. Okay, I'll explain you later. Yes, should we do a question? Might take about 10 to 15 minutes. Let's do it, because that way we are complete. Okay, that way we are complete. And I'm not going to use the board. I'm going to use my Excel, because that way it's easy, right? So let me open up Excel and let me share the screen with you. And I told you, guys, Bankrec is tested to the limit. Bankrec is tested to the limit. Don't just take it for granted. It's tested in past papers as well. It's tested in past papers as well. So let me erase the annotations now. Okay, so wait, let me share the screen with you. And I want you to confirm whether my screen is visible, yeah? So can I take a screenshot of the board? Of course, why not? Wait, let me share the board with you. Yeah, Atifa, now you can take a screenshot. Right, others, if you need to take a screenshot, you may do it. No problem. Right. Now it's time for us to get started with a question, but wait, I'm adjusting the board and it seems something is wrong somewhere. Document 5. What is that? Okay. Guys, let me know if my screen is visible to you. Right. Is my screen visible to you? Can I get a quick confirmation on that? Okay. It seems all of you are seeing my screen here. Okay. Right. So now think about it. This is a question given in one of your term test paper, right? In your first term test, probably you will get a question like this. Okay. And in your final exams also, chances are high that you would get a question. Guys, ignore this annotation. I don't know. For some reason, I can't clear it. I'm trying my level best to clear it out here. It's not getting erased. These are basically my previous. Wait. I hope it works now. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Something is going wrong. I don't know what. Okay, so ignore these annotations. Don't get me wrong. This is something that I did in the previous slide and it's getting displayed over here as well. With this, we can work out. Look, financial reports prepared by account trainee. So we gotta be careful. Look, they are telling it's an account trainee, right? So trainee can make mistakes. Keep in mind. Trainee can make mistakes. Okay, right. So what do they tell you? They are telling you financial reports prepared by account trainee of Shanti Business, which was started on 1/1/2020, are given below. They have given us the cash receipt journal. So in the cash receipt journal, what do we have? We have all the cash inflows, right? And in the cash payment journal, what do we have? We have all the cash outflows. Isn't that true? Right? So in the cash receipt journal, we have all the cash inflows. In the cash payment journal, we have the cash outflows. And then we have the bank statement. Can you see? The details of bank statement forwarded by bank for January 2020 are given below. So you see the bank statement is given and the balance as per bank statement, how much is it? It's 97,400. Balance as per bank statement is 97,400. And we have a cash account balance. You see, we have the cash account balance. Look, you got to understand one thing. Okay. Whatever we put on the cash receipt journal, I told you, whatever we put on the cash receipt journal, it comes to the debit side of the cash control account. Whatever we put on the cash payment journal, it comes to the credit side of the cash control account. Keep in mind, that's very important. Huh? Okay, you gotta understand it like real carefully. Okay, so keep in mind, whatever that you put on the receipt journal should come to the debit side. Whatever you put on the payment journal should come to the credit side. Okay, now what's the process? We got to check our balance with the bank balance. What's the bank balance? 97,400 is the bank balance. What's our balance? 84,000 is our balance. And yes, it's not getting equal. And yes, it's not getting equal. So now this is problematic. Now this is problematic because bank balance is 97,400. Our balance is 84,000 and it's not getting tallied. Now, what should we do? We should get started with the process bank reconciliation statement. So let me quickly arrange this Excel sheet for you for us to get started with. Okay. Right. I hope my Excel sheet is visible to you. So I'm going to get started with the cash control account, right? So what am I going to do first? I'm going to prepare the adjusted cash control account. Adjusted cash control account. That's the first step. And then what should I do? You know, I should prepare the bank reconciliation statement. What am I supposed to do? I should prepare the bank reconciliation statement. Right. You know, this is our bank reconciliation statement look like, right? Bank reconciliation statement. Up here, you will have adjusted cash control account balance. And I should add the unpresented checks minus the unrealized checks. Isn't it true? As soon as I done that, I will have balance as per bank statement. Okay, that will be my final balance. Okay, sorry, it might take a bit of time for me to do the formatting. You have to brace up with me. Right. So now tell me, what is the balance I'm going to bring forward here. Okay, so let's go to this. What is the balance am I going to bring forward here? I have 97,400, which is the balance of the bank. I have 84,000, which is the balance of us. Which balance am I going to adjust here? Which balance am I going to adjust here? Is it 97,400 or 84,000? What do you think? Mm. 84,000, 84,000, 97,000, 84, 84, 84, 84. Very good. Yes, we should adjust 84. We have to adjust our balance, guys. This is our balance now. What are we doing? We are adjusting our balance, right? So I'm going to adjust 84,000. I should adjust my mistakes first. Isn't that true? Keep in mind, we are adjusting our mistakes first, right? We are adjusting our mistakes first. So what is this? This is our balance. We should adjust this first, right? Okay. Now, there are a few more things I want to ask you. This is 84,000. This is the balance that I'm going to adjust now. And in the adjusted cash control account, you know whatever the things that I'm going to adjust, right? Whatever bank has recorded, but we don't. This is what we are going to adjust here. Whatever bank has recorded, but we don't. So think about it, okay? Think about it. Whatever bank has recorded KNA, it will appear at the bank statement. Yeah. It won't appear in our cash receipt or payment journal. Yeah, right. It will appear at the bank statement. That's why whatever the bank has recorded KNA, it will appear at the bank statement. But it won't appear in our cash receipt or payment journal. So what are we going to do? This is the first step. Keep in mind. What are we going to do? We are going to cross-check whatever that is there in the bank statement is recorded here as well. We have to cross-check whatever that is here in the bank statement, it is recorded here as well. If any of these line items are not recorded here or here, we should adjust it. What are we supposed to do? We should adjust it. Got my point? Okay, right. Now, let's go with the first column. We have debit. We have the debit column, right? So, you know, whatever we debit, whatever the bank debit, we should credit it. Now, think about it. Cash receipt journal is getting debited in our account. Cash payment journal, it is getting credited. Am I correct? Cash receipt journal is getting debited. Cash payment journal is getting credited in our account, right? So whatever we credit, bank debits it. Whatever we debit, bank credits it. Am I correct? So now we have to check our debit column with the cash payment journal. Do I make sense to you? Right? Whatever we recorded in the debit column, whatever the bank has recorded in the debit column, we should cross-check it with the cash payment journal, because whatever we enter in the cash payment journal gets credited, right? So let's go with the first transaction. Let's go with the first transaction. 3,000. Check number 1131. Now, this is recorded by the bank. Whatever is recorded, it will appear at the bank statement, but we don't care, it won't appear in our cash receipt journal, right? Tell me, this 3,000, check number 1131, is it recorded in our cash payment journal? Open your eyes and tell me. Open your eyes and tell me. Is it recorded or not recorded? Very good. Very good. Very good, Sarah. Very good, Umar. Very good, Sirajuddin. Very good, Nada. Very good, Hanan. Very good, Zaina. It is recorded. Can you see? I'll show you. Let me show you. It's 3000 is recorded here. So whatever we recorded, bank recorded it too. So no problem. That's not a problem. Now what about this 300? Tell me, guys. This 300, have we recorded it? This 300, have we recorded it? Very good, Mariam. Very good, Nazma. Very good, Zaina. Very good, Abdullah. Very good, Sahara. Beautiful, beautiful. You got this, yeah? This 300 is not recorded, man. This 300 is not recorded. So this is a culprit. Who's our culprit? Checkbook charge. Remember the bank charge I taught you? Remember? Bank charge I taught you? Right. Whatever debited, whatever that is debited by the bank, we should credit it. But we haven't credited. If we haven't credited, I should come here and tell me, should I debit or credit? Checkbook charge. Should I debit or credit? What do you think? You know this. We just learned it right now, a while ago. In case you are wondering, yeah, look. What do? Bank charge, checkbook charge, we got to credit it. Isn't that true? We got to credit it. Why? Because the bank debited it, we didn't credit it. The bank debited, we didn't credit it. So now go and credit it, right? That is what you should do. So be careful. I should go and credit checkbook charge. Okay. How much is it? It's 300. How much is it? It's 300. Right. Let's go for the next one. Wait, I haven't shared the screen with you. My bad. Okay. Checkbook charge, what should I do? I should credit it. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. Tell me, what about this 10,000? Recorded or not? This 10,000 is recorded. Cool. What about this 3,500? Recorded. What about this 300? Recorded or not recorded? What about this 300? Look. 300 bank charge. Right, it is not recorded, right? Can you see? 300 is not recorded. So bank charge is debited. We should credit it. Bank charge. Another 300, isn't it? Another 300. There you go. Now, this 7,000. Recorded here. 7,000 is recorded. This 6,500 is recorded too. Which means my debit side is all right. Which means my debit side is all right. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to move to my credit side. What am I going to do? I'm going to move to my credit side. So let's get started with the credit side now. No, Atifa, normally you don't want to relate the petty cash here. It is not, it is sort of like your question is valid, but they won't go up to that level. Okay. They won't go up to that level. So you don't want to be like so bothered about it. You can just sweat it. You don't want to sweat it. Okay. But that's a good question, by the way. Right. Now let's try this 60,000 out. Try this 60,000 out. Check. Is the 60,000 is there in the receipt journal? Yes or no? It is here. Can you see? It's here. Perfect. So bank recorded and we recorded too. Bank recorded and we recorded too. Next one. 16,000. Yes. We recorded. Bank recorded too. This 16,000. This is check number 3036. Huh? This is check number 3036. Fine. That's there. What about this 16,000 direct deposit? Can you find that out to me in the receipt journal? Can you find out the 16,000 direct deposit? Very good. Very good. It's not there, right? It's not there. So this is a culprit. It's not there, right? So what are we going to do? Direct deposit. You know what we should do, right? You know what we should do with direct deposit. Direct deposit should be debited because whatever bank credit, we should debit it. Whatever bank credit, we should debit it. Therefore, 16,000 debited, right? And then this 8,000, 4031 is there. This 20,000 is there. This 8,000 interest deposit, it's not there. You see, interest 8,000, not there. So that's again another culprit. So bank credited, we should have debited. We didn't. Now it's time for us to debit it. 8,000. What is it? Interest. Guys, understood how we prepare the cash control account. You see, once you understand the process, it's easy. Once you understand the process, it's easy. But there is one more thing you need to keep in mind. They said, this is prepared by account trainee. This is prepared by account trainee. I told you account trainee can make mistakes. So you have to check whether these totals are correct. Sometime the account trainee might mess up the totals. Think about it. Now we have this 8,000, right? This 8,000, what happens? It gets debited in the cash account. Yeah, right? You see? 8,000 trade receivable, cash receipt journal, right? Cash receipt journal, it gets debited. Cash receipt journal gets debited. Cash payment journal, it gets credited. So cash receipt journal gets debited by 8,000. So this is correct. Cash account debit here. Cash account debit, trade receivable account credit. Cash account debit one, trade receivable account credit one. So this is fine. What about the total column here? This 50,000. Is it correct or wrong? 16 plus 20, 36. 36 plus 12, it's 58. Sorry, 48. 48 plus 10. This total is wrong. Can you see? I told you this is prepared by a trainee accountant, right? So trainee accountant has made a mistake. Trainee accountant has made a mistake. I told you trainee accountant will make mistakes. So look, Shanti has made a mistake, right? Oh no, the trainee accountant has made a mistake. Here it's 16 plus 20, it's 36. 36 plus 12 is 48. 48 plus 10 is 58. So 58,000 should be the total. But instead of 58, she put 50. And this 50 is debited here now. So this 50 is wrong. This 50 is wrong. It should have been 58,000. So instead of debiting 58, you debited 50. Now tell me, how can you adjust that error here? How will you adjust that mistake here? Will you credit or will you debit? If you are debiting, how much? If you are crediting, if so, how much? Tell me. Think twice before you give me an answer. Very good, Mariam. Very good, Atifa. Beautiful. Very good, Sachna. You're getting it, man. Well done. You are getting it. Superb, huh? Superb. You should debit that 8,000 because it is a mistake. You should have debited 58. Ne? You only debited 50. You should have debited 58. You only debited 50. So debit another 8,000. What is this? Sales error. What is this? Sales error. You made a mistake there, right? So you have to be very careful. Huh? You can't be just doing it for the sake of doing, right? Now what about other receipt? Other receipt is 60. Cool, the total is fine. And other receipt is debited. Therefore, this part is all right. Now we are moving to the credit side. We are moving to the credit side. So credit side KNA, we should take a look at the cash payment journal. Right. 10 plus 7, 17. 17 is credited here. Okay. 2,000 is my purchase. Purchase 2,000 is credited here. This is also fine. 3 plus 3,500 is 6,500. 6,500 plus 6,500. My total should be 13,000. But she put only 10. And 10,000 is credited here. This is wrong too. How much should have been credited? 13,000 should have been credited. Instead of 13,000, how much did you credit? 10,000. Tell me, how do you make it up, guys? Do you debit? Do you credit? If so, by how much? If so, by how much? Are you going to debit or credit? If so, by how much? Very good, Atifa. Very good, brilliant. You got it, man. Well done. Happy for you. Eh? What about others? Very good, Mariam. Very good, Sachna. Sarah, Munir, are you there? You got it? Any problem with me? With the way I explained it? Sarah, Ayatullah? You guys fine? Sirajuddin, you're okay, right? Very good, Nada. Abdullah, you with me? Superb, superb, superb. So what do you do? What do you do? You credit. What error is this? Expense error. Right? How much do you credit? You credit 3,000. Right? You credit 3,000, don't you? Right? There you go. That's how you sort out all the problems. With that, our adjusted cash control account is done. So, what's the total here? The total is 116,000. Take it to the opposite side, 116,000. From 116,000, what am I supposed to do? I should minus 3,000, 300, 300, that's 112,400. Wrote down 112,400. And this 112,400 should be taken here. And guys, I'm sorry, I'm dragging the session. Can't help it, right? We don't finish aparade. So now we have unpresented check and unrealized check. This is the last part. With that, we are almost done with the question, right? So now tell me, what is an unpresented check? You know, what is an unpresented check, right? A check that is given, not presented to the bank. A check that is given, not presented to the bank. Okay. So if a check is given, we will record it. If a check is given, we will record it. But it won't appear in the bank statement. I hope you can remember this. Huh? Okay. If a check is given, we will record it, but it won't appear in the bank statement. Okay. So let me put that down here now. Whatever we recorded, bank has not recorded it. So it's other way around. Appears in our journals, won't appear in the bank statement. Do I make sense to you? Now, we should go back and we should check whatever that we have recorded, has the bank recorded it? That's the question. Whatever we have recorded, has the bank recorded it? Whatever we put on the receipt journal, we debit. We should check whether the bank has credited it. Whatever we put on the payment journal, we credit. We should check whether the bank has debited it. Initially, we were going from bottom to top. We went like this. Now we are coming like this, down direction. Initially, from the bank statement, we went back. Now, from the cash journals, we are coming down. Got the point, right? So, okay, right. Now, think about it. What is an unpresented check? A check that is given, right? What is an unpresented check? A check that is given, which means it will appear in our cash payment journal. It will appear in our cash payment journal. So these are the checks we gave. We gave a check on 1131. We gave it for 3,000, 1132, 10,000, 1133, 3,500, 1134, 2,000. So these are the checks we gave, right? So we recorded it. Whatever the checks we credited, whatever the checks we credited, bank should debit it. If bank debits, fine. If bank doesn't debit, then it becomes problematic. Do I make sense to you? So check. We gave a check. Check number 1131. Check is 3,000. Tell me, has that person gone to the bank and presented it? Tell me. Has that person gone to the bank and presented it? Check the bank statement. Yes. Beautiful. Right? He has gone to the bank. Why? Because whatever we have recorded, 1131 is there on the bank statement too. Whatever we have recorded is there on the bank statement too. So we gave a check, the bank minused it. So is it presented or unpresented? This is presented. Presented kiyanne, you are happy. Presented kiyanne, you are happy. Okay, you are happy. Now, Rajini, 1132, 10,000. Tell me, presented or not? Presented or not, guys? Beautiful. Well done. It's presented too. It's presented too. Now, can someone tell me? Can someone tell me? What about 1133, 3,500? Presented or not presented? Amazing, amazing. Okay, it's presented as well. Okay, it's presented as well. Right. Tell me, how long did it take? So we gave a check to an advertising guy. We gave a check on 10th. Tell me, in how many days did he go to the bank and give it? Let's see how far you can get this. Let's see how intelligent you are. We gave the check on 10/1. Tell me, when did he go to the bank to submit it? When did the advertising guy go? I mean, how long did it take for him to go? Very good, Nada. Very good, Hanan. I think Zainab, you got to cross-check your answer. Very good, Mariam. What about others? Very good, Mariam. Very good, Atifa. Yeah, beautiful. You got this, yeah. Very good, Sajna. Right, look. You gave it on 10th. He went on 15th. So you gave it on 10th. He went on 15th. Exactly after 5 days, it got presented. I told you, you can go within 6 months anytime. You can go within 6 months anytime. What about 1134, 2000? Presented or unpresented? 1134, 2000. Presented or unpresented? Aha, now it's unpresented, right? So go back and say 1134 unpresented. How much is it? It's 2000. There you go. You understood my point, right? 2000, check number 1134. Check number 1134, 2000 unpresented. Add it. Okay. Now, 7000 1135. Tell me, presented? Yes, 7000 1135. That's presented. 6500 1136. Yes, it is there too. 6500 1136. It is presented. We gave it on 28. It got presented in 30th. So in 2 days. What about 5000 1137? Presented or unpresented? Right, it's unpresented. Very good, Zara. Very good. Right. So number 1137, 5000 unpresented. There you go. With that, we are done with our unpresented check. With that, we are done with our unpresented check. So we have a total of 2500, which is my unpresented check. Which is my unpresented check. Okay. Right. Now, we have to look for the unrealized check. What is unrealized check? You received a check. It's a cash inflow. So you debit it. Whatever you debit, bank should credit it. If it is credited, then it's realized. If it is not credited, still in the drawer. Okay. You are not going to refer to anything. You should only cross-check the checks. You should only check the checks. We don't want to check anything else. Focus only on the checks. Focus only on the checks. So the first check that I got, 16,000. I get it on 3-1. I get it on 3-1. Tell me, is it realized or is it inside the wardrobe? Is it realized or is it inside the wardrobe? It's realized. It's realized. Where is it? Here. 3036. Okay. 3036, 16,000. It's realized. So this is realized. So it's not in the wardrobe. It's not in the wardrobe. We took it to the bank. We received it on 3-1. We took it to the bank on 8-1. So within how many days? Within 5 days again. Within 5 days again. What about 4031 8000? We received it on 10-1 from Sendhan. Okay. Tell me. Presented or unpresented? So realized or unrealized? For your information, 4031. Realized. 4031. Realized. What about check number 1721 12,000? Find it for me. 1721 12,000. Presented or unpresented? Sorry, realized or unrealized? It's unrealized. It's unrealized. Why? Because you see, this 1721 we received from Sendhan on 24th, right? But it is not there. It is not there, right? So this is 5,000, right? Thanks for correcting. It's 5,000, yeah. Right. So check number 1721. Unrealized check of 12,000. That should be minused for your information. Right? Should be minus. Then 2126. 10,000. And it's not there too. It's not there too. So this is unrealized as well. Can you see? It's not there. 2126. Can you see 2126? 2126 is not there. Right? 10,000. Number 2126 is a minus 10. Here, what I get, if I add all these, I will get minus 22,000. So 112,400 plus 7,000 plus, I get 97,400, right? So look, this 97,400 is getting tallied to this 97,400, which means my answer is perfectly correct. 97,400 here, 97,400 here. There you go. That's bank reconciliation statement for you. Long day, 2.5 hours, but yeah. So guys, let me know, how did the session go? Shape? I know, I just sort of warn you out, but it has to be done in that way. We have no other way we can get this sorted. Fully clear. It was super clear. Understood well. Thank you, Hanan. Thank you. Appreciate it. Right, guys, keep in mind, questions are going to be tough. Okay, this is an easy question, I must say. Now look at this question. Just want to show you, right? This is a brilliant question where you need to prepare the bank statement on your own. Here, you have to prepare the bank statement, adjust it, and bank rec. I'll show you some more difficult questions. Look at this question. This question got unpresented check coming from last month. Unpresented check, unrealized check coming from last month, this year receipt, this year payment, bank statement, and some additional information. And let me show you another one, which is like top difficult, this one. They've given you the bank statement and they have given you additional information, and you need to prepare the cash account and then adjust it. You have to prepare the cash account on your own and then adjust it and prepare the bank rec. And finally, look at this question. This is one hell of a question, I must say. Again, unpresented checks from the last month, receipt journal, payment journal, cash control account, and some super duper adjustments to be done. Additional information, 5 informations are there. And then again, you need to prepare the bank statement, cash control account, bank rec. Okay. To do this type of difficult questions, to do this type of tough top-notch questions, you gotta be good at the basics. You don't know the basics, you'll screw it. Trust me, you'll screw it. I don't want you to screw it in your term test either. That's why I'm trying my level best, to explain you the stuffs. So yeah, I'll be sending the tudes, Danish, don't worry. I'll be sending the tudes to you. Just send me I think I have your address. I think I can courier the tude to you. So I'll get that done for you. Hanan, I think I have your address with you. If I don't have the address, send it to me. So guys, thanks a lot for joining. It's a pleasure to have you all. And yes, Zainab, I got the doubt. I'll clear it out in the physical class because it's too late now. I need to finish it off. Thanks a lot, sir. Though it was an open session, your efforts were same as how you do it in the paid theory class until we understand. Thanks again, sir. Very much. Thank you very much, Mariam. It's a pleasure. Worn out, but glad that we could understand. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, Hanan, I need your address. Okay, send it to me so that I can send you the tudes in advance. Atifa, yeah, it's going to be confusing at first place. You have to practice more and more for you to get this. Hopefully, you'll get it very soon. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. It's a pleasure to have you all. Sarah, I hope you understood too. Sajna is there. Nada, Abdullah, you all got the point. I guess you all got whatever that I taught you from this end. So thanks a lot for joining, guys. I don't know if I'm to meet you. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum and good night. Have a very, very good sleep with a good dream. Okay, bye-bye.